niya.
Good morning, brothers, sisters. This morning, I don't have my Chinese with me, but good thing that I have a very good and excellent translator. Whenever we hear the name of Noah, what do we remember about him?
咱若是听起关于挪亚，咱会想起什么款的代志呢？
Yes, we remember about the person who God gave an order, an instruction to build an ark because he want to destroy the wicked people.
迄个咱想起伊是一个耶和华叫伊去建做一个方舟的人，因为耶和华要毁灭地顶的恶人。
And this story happened 4,300 years ago.
这样代志发生伫4300年以前。
Question: Is this story about Noah real?
这样的代志吼，是这个故事是毋是真实的呢？
As Jehovah's Witnesses, we believe that this story about Noah is true.
身为一个耶和华见证人，咱相信这样的代志是一项真实的历史。
Because this story is mentioned in the 2 chapters of the book of Genesis.
因为这样代志是按圣经内头的两篇文章内头有讲到。
And we can read this in Genesis chapter 7 and chapter 8.
咱有可能按创世纪的第7章到第8章读到这样的代志。
And the story about Noah in these 2 chapters are very detailed.
按这两章的文章内头吼，咱有可能读到跩经节是真清楚安尼讲到说关于挪亚日子的代志。
And for example, the rain, according to Genesis chapter 7 verse 11, the rain started when Noah was 600 years old, 1 month and 17 days.
当时吼，按创世纪第7章的第12节吼，这个雨落来的时阵吼，是按挪亚的600岁的日子吼。
And if you compare this with our present calendar,
咱若是看今仔日的咱家己的历日呢，
it corresponds to November 1.
是11月1号。
And according to the story, there was rain for 40 days and 40 nights.
这样故事是讲到迄雨是落40日到40年，年日吼40日安尼连落。
And after 150 days, the
按
ark
150天以后，
the ark rested on Mount Ararat.
这个方舟吼是按150日以后，伊停落来哦，停伫这个山头哦，叫做猫阿拉拉的所在。
And after 73 days, Noah can already see the mountain top surrounding Mount Ararat.
按72日以後吼，挪亞伊開始出來咯，伊是按遐這個山的頂頭吼，伊是看見咗喺四周圍的所在。
And after 90 days, Noah removed the covering of the ark, and he could see the ground already dry.
90日後吼，挪亞出來咯，伊是開始看見大的地。
Okay. And after 57 days, Noah and his family came out of the ark.
佫經過57日吼，跩伊的家庭吼，甲伊的其他的人吼，因開始按這個方舟內頭出來。
And Noah, when he came out of the ark, he was 601 years old, 1 month, and 27 days.
挪亞出來的時陣吼，伊是601歲吼，到佫1個月佫27日吼。
This means that Noah stayed in the ark for 370 days.
伊是挪亚是按这个方舟来到哦，是370日。
And this means that the story about Noah in the Bible is true.
这个互咱了解说哦，在发详细的所在哦，互咱了解方舟的代志哦，是真实的代志。
But there's another question.
这个来到另外一个问题，
How can we convince people who don't believe in the Bible that the story about Noah and the flood is true?
那么怎样来帮助在无相信圣经的人来了解说挪亚这个故事是一个真实的故事呢？
Well, we will consider three evidences.
咱有3款的证据来检视这样的代志。
Okay. The first one, geology.
第一项是个关于地质学的代志吼。
If you've been to Israel, you can find the Dead Sea.
你若去到以色列的所在吼，你有可能看见一个死海的迄款的图吼，是死海吼。
And this Dead Sea, according to scientists, is 9 times saltier than the ocean.
这个死海为什么叫死海呢？因为伊是真正也咸，是900更较比其他的海水更较咸。
Question: How come did the Dead Sea is so salty when the source of the water is river water?
咱会安尼想，敢若迄个死海的水会发咸呢？既然伊是一个河流的水吼，
Because the source is Jordan River.
事实上伊是按佐丹的迄条的河的水吼流落来的河水。
According to the study, this this Dead Sea, the shape of that is like a bowl.
有人咧说吼，迄个方舟吼，伊个形象吼，较咱像一个碗呢。
And according to the story of Noah, when the world was flooded, all the waters are salty.
有人安尼讲吼，伊讲这个洪水来的时阵吼，全都是咸的海水啊。
And when the flood receded, the salt water was trapped in that part of the Dead Sea.
当这个海水吼，伊降落来的时阵吼，这海水吼是入去这个死海的所在吼，无法通去拔掉。
And when that happened, the water becomes saltier and saltier.
无偌久以后呢，这海水咱遐是入伫遐吼，是愈来是更较愈咸咯。
And the question is, where did that salt come from?
问题是迄个咸是按倒落来的呢？
That proves to show that there is flood during Noah's day.
这个嘛是证实说有洪水按挪亚的日子吼。
Okay, now we go to the second evidence.
咱来到第二个证据吼，
The fossil records.
这个化石的一款的证据。
When you go to the mountain of Himalayas,
你若去到这个喜马拉雅的山吼所在，
you can find fossils of seashells.
你有可能按山顶的所在哦，看见有也侪块蛤蟆的壳啦。
Question:
问题是，
Where did those seashells come from?
所以蛤蟆壳是按倒落来的呢？
Because during the flood of Noah, these shells normally they go to the shallowest portion of the land.
当然，这个蛤蟆壳吼，通常来说哦，蛤蟆是伫一个较低的所在的。
And when the flood receded, these seashells were trapped in the mountain.
当即个挪亚的洪水豆豆无去的时阵吼，伊跩含啊吼，伊是迄间伫迄个所在无法通去出来。
And that goes to show that the flood of Noah was true.
这个嘛是证实说挪亚的故事是真实的。
And the third evidence,
还有第三个证据呢，
flood legends.
咱全世界都有关于这个洪水的故事。
And according to legends, there are lots of stories about a family saved during a great flood.
通常在故事内头，我都有讲到说，一个家庭吼，按这个洪水以后吼，伊生还落来。
For example, I know you know this already, but you have this Chinese character.
可能像你有一个中文的字吼，
And this story is about 8 persons inside a boat.
这个字吼是船吼，有8个人吼，8个喙吼伫一个船内头。
And this character means ship.
这个字吼当然是船的意思。
And so with these 3 evidences, we can see that the flood during Noah's day is true.
关于遮个证据都表明说，挪亚的历史内头吼，遮个故事吼都是一个真正的故事。
And the question is, why should we be interested about the story of the flood of Noah?
问题是为什么咱是看挪亚这个历史吼，甲洪水吼，对咱来说是真正重要的呢？
Because of what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 24, verse 37.
按马太福音的第24章37节吼，遮安尼讲 ，Matthew chapter 24 verse 37，伊说挪亚的时代怎啊？将来日子过来的时阵，嘛是要怎啊？
So, meaning, we are interested because the events happening before the flood during Noah's time could happen to us before Armageddon comes.
互咱真正爱注意的是说，按挪亚的历史内头吼，挪亚的点钟的情形是怎啊吼？咱今仔日的情形嘛是怎啊啦？按阿美吉顿还未来到的时阵吼，咱的情形会较挪亚时代的情形相同。
And do you know that there are 4 similarities that happened before the flood and before Armageddon?
有4项的代志吼，按挪亚的点钟吼，这4项的代志是嘛是按今仔日咱的时代发现的。 就是按阿美吉顿未来的日子和以前吼，会伫咱即阵有伫即个世界。
Okay. The first one is apathy.
第一项呢，就是人的反应，冷淡，就是人无爱听好消息啦。
Yan. And during Noah's time, according to Matthew chapter 24, verse 38 and 39,
按挪亚日子吼，按马太福音的第24章的第38到39节吼，Matthew 24:38-39，伊说大洪水以前的时代，人要食、要啉、要嫁、要娶，直到挪亚进入方舟的迄日，因无搁注意，大洪水就来咯，就将因拢总给冲走咯。将来日子要到恁遐的时阵，嘛是要怎啊？
lang bo chú ý.
人无注意，人无要注意。
Bo be chú ý. During Noah built the ark for 50 years. He preached 50 years, yet no one listened to him.
挪亚伊建造迄个方舟的时阵哦，差不多是50年。伊按50年，伊咧传好消息哦，无人愿意听伊的好消息。
And same during our time.
是三档，咱今仔日知。
People are not interested about the good news of the kingdom.
大部分的人吼，伊对好消息吼都无感觉兴趣。
Number 2,
第
demonic
二，
influence.
魔鬼撒旦的迄款的影响。
Yeah. And remember, before the flood, the angels came down to earth and materialized themselves as humans.
挪亚日子吼，跩个天使落来到即个地顶吼，伊成为地顶的人。
And they are more powerful than humans.
伊比任何人佫较有力，
And they control the earth.
伊控制即个地球，也是即个地顶的所有的所在。
Same in our time.
咱今仔日子嘛是三档，
And we can see that the influence of Satan in movies is prevalent,
看
strong.
见吼，迄款的关于魔鬼撒旦的影响吼，特别按咱的电视还是电影内头吼，是有真大的影响力。
And the most popular movie of all time is Harry Potter.
对成功因的这个意哦，就是哈利波特的意。
Okay. Number 2, November 1.
按11月1号，
What did we say about November 1?
11月1号是啥物日子呢？
That was the start of the rain in Noah's
开始
time.
咧落，开始咧落雨，按挪亚的日子11月1号。
And Satan does not want us to forget the death anniversary of his children, the Nephilims.
魔鬼撒旦是无爱咱袂记咧，伊怀属灵的家己吼，按即个地顶已经无立足的所在咯。
And that's why all over the world, people celebrate Halloween.
按全世界吼，跩人吼，伊是咧敬拜死者按11月1号。
And the All Saints Day.
即个叫做 All Saints Day 吼，庆祝死者日子。
And the third similarity,
按第三档的所在是
sexual depravity or immorality.
按
Sexual immorality.
按生活上的一款的淫乱的代志。
During Noah's time, the angels had sexual relations with humans.
按当时的日子吼，跩个天使有即个性的不道德吼，交地顶的人，
And they were very immoral persons.
伊是真正不道德的跩个灵体吼。
And how about today?
今仔情况是怎样呢？
The same.
嘛是三档的情形是安尼。
And number 4,
第
violence.
四，暴力的代志。
Before, during Noah's time, there were giants, the Nephilims.
按挪亚日子吼，跩有大仙人吼，因叫做列菲林吼。
And they were very violent.
伊跩是一个真恐怖的人吼，
They killed a lot of people.
伊拍死真多的人。
Same with today.
三档，咱今仔日子嘛是三档。
News on TV, we can always see news about killings, kidnapping, terrorism.
咱有可能看见跩个绑票咯，跩个罪恶咯，跩会恐怖的代志哦，都是按咱的新闻内头，咱有可能听到。
And that's why, because of these 4 situations,
嘛是因为跩个情况，
Jehovah destroyed the wicked by means of flood.
按当时吼，耶和华看见即个罪恶吼，伊用洪水吼来毁灭当时的世界。
This is what we're going to read at 2 Peter chapter 3 verses 5 to 7.
我有可能按这个彼得后书的第3章第5节到第7节读到。2 Peter chapter 3 verse 5 to 7，今日讲其实，因故伊无要插跩的代志，凭着上帝话语，按古早有天路，也有稳固的地，伊嘛是按水内头出来，嘛是处于水的中央。由于这一切代志，当时世界互洪水淹去就毁灭咯。可是，我是三档的一款的话，现在天交地保存落来，要留我到全部要听上帝人受审判的日子、受毁灭的日子，用迄烧去。
So we can see that just like in the days of Noah, the wicked will be destroyed.
所以三档就是咱像挪亚的日子吼，遮个邪恶的人、罪恶的人会受到毁灭。
So when Armageddon comes, according to the scripture we just read, there will be fire, rain of fire.
所以阿美基顿要来到的时阵吼，当然咧是有一款的雨吼，像有雨的雨。
Question: Can we survive the fire of Armageddon?
咱有可能得救无？按阿美基顿的时阵。
Remember, Noah and his family survived the flood.
咱会记得挪亚叫伊的家庭吼，按这个大洪水吼，伊得救。
And that means that we are also sure that if we remain faithful to Jehovah, we will also survive Armageddon.
这个互咱了解说哦，咱若是对耶和华保持忠心吼，咱一定嘛是会有法通按阿美基顿活落来。
Sige si iting. This is sure. Now, in order to survive Armageddon, we must imitate Noah.
咱若是要按阿美基顿有法通活落来吼，咱应该学习挪亚迄款的品质。
And in order to imitate Noah, we can examine Hebrews 11 verse 7.
咱若要去学习挪亚呢，咱有法通看希伯来书的第11章的第7节 ，Hebrews chapter 11 verse 7，
Yes.
凭着信心，拿下得着上帝的经过，知影无看见的代志以后，显出敬畏的一心。伊创一顶的方舟，救了家己交伊的一家人，凭这款的信心，定迄个世界的人会做，嘛是因为信心得到正义的地位。
And we have 4 ways to imitate Noah.
咱有4款的情况吼，有法通来学习挪亚。
The first one,
第一项，
sinsim.
信心。
Yeah. Faith. Noah has strong faith in Jehovah.
挪亚对耶和华有真坚强的信心。
And when Jehovah promised that he will bring flood to destroy the wicked, Noah believed 1,000%.
当耶和华说，你要毁灭这个世界的时阵，你去建造这个方舟吼，挪亚有十足的信心来相信耶和华一定会安尼做。
And when Jesus said that Jehovah will bring about Armageddon, we imitate Noah by believing it 1,000% also.
当耶稣基督伊说你要毁灭这个世界，带来和平安全的时阵哦，咱应该嘛是有应该十足的信心来相信这样的代志。
Number 2, Noah had godly fear.
挪亚有一个敬虔的心。
Noah wanted to be close to Jehovah, like a son.
挪亚伊爱真正活近耶和华，可能像一个家己安尼。
That's why he wanted to please God.
所以伊爱得到上帝的欢喜。
So we imitate Noah by being loyal to Jehovah.
咱应该学习挪亚吼， 對耶和華保持迄款嘅忠貞條忠誠，
and make his heart rejoice.
互耶和華嘅心歡喜。
Number 3,
第三，
Noah constructed an ark to save his family.
攞阿伊建做一個方舟吼來救伊嘅厝內人。
What can we learn about how Noah built the ark?
咱按遮學習着啥物呢？當攞阿伊建做一個方舟嘅時陣，
Number 1, he got instruction from Jehovah.
伊要建一個方舟吼，攏總嘅計劃吼是按耶和華來嘅。
Do you know the shape of the ark?
即係迄個方舟嘅迄款嘅外表嘅情形是怎樣呢？
It is like a big box.
咱就一個大嘅箱啊，
It does not look like a ship or a
伊
boat.
毋是看起來，咱像一隻嘅船呢。
Now, if Noah knows how to build a boat, will he follow Jehovah's design?
攞啊，若是知影說要建怎啊建做一隻嘅船，伊是毋是無要聽耶和華對伊嘅迄款嘅指示呢？
No, he followed Jehovah's instruction to the letter.
所以伊照耶和華嘅一切話吼去做。
And you know why he followed Jehovah?
你看伊怎啊聽即款嘅話呢？
Because of his obedience.
因為伊專心來服從耶和華，
And that was a wise decision
這個是一個真正聰明嘅決定。
because the ark was built to float,
因為這個方舟哦，伊是建做起來哦，是要來浮起來，
not to travel.
唔是要去行嘅。
And we can imitate Noah by being obedient to Jehovah.
所以咱應該來學習挪亞吼，來專心服從耶和華。
So, we imitate Noah by being obedient to Jehovah so we can also save our family.
所以咱若是專心相信耶和華呢，咱就有法能來救咱家己嘅家庭。
And like Noah, he prepared his family for 50 years so that all of them will be saved.
伊嘛是建做即個方舟嘅50年嘅時節哦，互攏總伊嘅家庭嘅人成員有法能去救。
Dan ikating si Chua. How is our family?
咱嘅家庭是做，
How are we preparing our family for Armageddon?
咱來怎啊來幫助咱嘅家庭來面對亞美嘅陣？
I leave that question to you.
即係問題吼，阮留互你。
And number 4,
第四，
Noah, through his faith, he condemned the world.
挪亞因為伊嘅信心吼，伊做嘅代志吼，伊無真正同意是個世界人所做嘅。
For 50 years, he gave people warning about the coming of the great flood.
按50年來吼，伊不斷安尼對住人講到一個洪水會落來。
He was known to be a preacher of righteousness.
伊是成為一個傳義道，還是傳公義嘅標準嘅人。
And he not only preached about righteousness, he also lived by what he preached.
伊唔單單是說將一個公義嘅標準對別人講吼，伊嘅生活方面嘛是有一個公正嘅標準啦。
And we can imitate Noah by also being busy in the preaching work.
那麼是有法能學習挪亞吼，咱今仔日有法能真忙真努力來宣揚韓國嘅好消息。
Yes, we must be lodyak, zealous in our preaching work,
咱應該真正努力來宣揚好消息，
and seek first the kingdom.
所以尋求上帝嘅韓國。
And because of those 4 things, Noah was saved during the flood.
因為這項嘅代志哦，挪亞伊得救將伊嘅家庭。
And if we imitate Noah, we too can be sure that we will also survive Armageddon.
咱若是學習挪亞呢，咱一定有可能相信，咱會得到救安阿美嘅日子。
So what can we learn from the flood about Noah?
所以咱到底按挪亞學習到交洪水學習到什麼呢？
Remember that Jehovah instructed Moses to write the 2 chapters of Genesis for our instruction.
咱會記得說當時寫這個創世記哦，是來自耶和華叫摩西寫落來這個記載。
The purpose of that story is to let us know that Jehovah will clean the earth and destroy the wicked people.
這個目的是讓咱知影，耶和華一定會清起這個地頂哦，和這個公義繼續落去。
And Jesus also taught about the coming Armageddon.
耶穌基督嘛是有教導咱，叫讓咱知影關於阿美吉頓。
And what is the purpose of Armageddon?
阿美吉頓嘅目的是什麼呢？
The same.
嘛是相同。
Jehovah will destroy the wicked.
耶和華一定會毀滅所有嘅作惡嘅人。
Sige si eating ni.
這個是一定。
And very soon Jehovah will fulfill his purpose.
無偌久耶和華就會完成伊嘅迄款嘅目的吼，伊嘅旨意。
And Jehovah will surely help us, his obedient servants.
耶和華嘛是會幫助在忠心嘅僕人。
And we will have the opportunity to live in paradise on earth forever.
所有嘅忠心嘅僕人都有可能進入上帝王國，或者樂園來到永遠到永遠。
So, therefore,
所以，
let us all imitate Noah
咱當中嘅人都應該學習挪亞，
and live forever in paradise on earth.
按樂園來到永遠嘅生活落去。
Good morning.
好在嘅。
Hindi ka ba